dye tubes
Sorry.
that look like this. And then you should have your dye extraction solution, two paper clips, and a disposable pipette. I think that's it. Okay. Um, why don't we go ahead and if you guys can grab your disposable pipette and your dye extraction solution. Megan and I have joked about this before. They don't really tell you what this dye extraction solution is, but you can use, I think we talked about just like sugar water and the other thing, if you use food coloring, it stays in the wells, but the purpose of the dye extraction solution is to kind of weigh down the samples so that they can run through the gel and they don't like come out and go all over the place. Does that make sense? Okay. Um, so if you look at your pipette, you're gonna see the 1 milliliter mark a little ways up, and then the one below that, that just is the tick mark, is the half a milliliter. Do you guys see what I'm talking about? Okay. So in your Skittles, if you can pipette about half a milliliter into each of your Skittles containers, that'll start getting the dye from the red Skittle and the orange Skittle and the green and everything. It'll start getting it into solution so we can pipette it. So I'm gonna go take about half a milliliter, put
Okay,
it.
how many Skittles do we have? Does it
I just put all
matter?
of
Do we have
them. Yeah, I just
all the green and all the purple or
that's exactly what I did, and I actually ate a red one. I only had one yellow, so I did not eat that one. But I was kind of eating them as I set up. I needed some sugar.
okay.
So I do not have my medicine cup, so can I just use whatever random containers?
Yes.
Like I have the cylinder and okay.
And then what again is it that we're putting into the Skittles containers?
You are going to be putting your like Eppendorf tube or centrifuge tube that says dye extraction solution.
Okay.
And you'll put about a half a milliliter in each of your colors. And I know there's 5 Skittle colors, so you can pick the 4 that you like the best. And then you can see as it kind of sits in there, there's some red dye that's kind of coming off, and that's what we'll pipette in a little bit. And it does it with the orange. I did a yellow and green. So while those are sitting, as soon as you have that done, if you guys want to go ahead and grab your batteries, we're gonna build our big power source. So let me know when you guys are ready with your batteries. And you should have 5 9 volts for 45 total volts. And what you guys are going to want to do, and there's pictures in the binder that Megan sent, but basically you're going to kind of make a pyramid. So if you have 2 batteries, you have the the positive, which is the circular part, and the negative, which is the hexagon shape. So if you have two batteries kind of next to each other lined up like that, then you're going to take a third battery and almost like Legos, pop them in so that it makes three. So two of them will be right side up and then the one will be upside down. Does that make sense? Okay, and then we're going to add the third battery to the bottom and this second battery to the top. So you should have like this.
Okay.
It's just made to stand like that, ma'am.
Yep. Okay. What that's gonna leave us with, I don't know how to position that well, is we have the positive side over here and then the negative side over here. So when we go to hook up our gel to run the electricity source through it, we'll use these wire clips, alligator clamps or whatever. We'll use these and hook it up with the paper clips. So you should have had also two small paper clips in your kit.
Mm.
Okay. So this should go pretty quick. Does everybody have their 2 to 20 micropipette and tips?
Yes.
Okay.
Can we make it work with a disposable pipette by chance?
I don't know how it would, if it would, the end might be a little too fat for
Wide.
the wells.
It might fit.
Okay.
Our welcomes are kind of thick.
Yeah, they are. I mean, you could
Yeah.
try, you could totally try. You
I
can
had
try.
a student borrow, and yeah. So it's still a tool.
Yeah,
But
no,
I'm
that's
gonna try to make
okay.
it work.
You can totally try. Does everybody still have liquid on top of their gel from last week?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes.
I do too. So I didn't have any extra buffer made because mine still has enough solution on top. But let's see. Let me move these a little bit. So our gels and the combs that we used are enough for 8 different samples. So you have 4 colors that Megan pipetted out for you already, like yellow dye number 6, yellow dye number 5, red 40, and blue something. Blue. And and we talked about this last week. If you look in the binder, it gives you the chemical structure of each of the dyes. So you can kind of see their shape and which ones are bigger or smaller. So how they would move through the gel, further down the gel or not as far. Are you guys okay with that? Okay. So we're gonna go ahead and start loading the gel. Do you guys, is everybody good remembering how to pipette first?
Yeah.
So we always go to the first stop and then suck up the solution. And then when you want to put it in the gel, you'll go to the second stop.
How many microliters are we doing, Trisha?
We can do 10. I think 10. You might be able to squeeze 15 in there. You want me to try one with 15 real quick?
Well, and you have 12 mils of the reference dyes.
Okay, so 10.
Yeah, 10's
We'll just
probably
do
better,
10.
especially
Okay.
on those.
Okay.
And if you didn't say it already, Trisha, if you got your reference dyes and they're like, it looks like the dye's up in the cap, just hold it by the cap and give it a good couple shakes.
Centrifugal
Yeah,
physics.
yeah.
Like getting the last of the ketchup.
Give it a nice ketchup flick,
Yep.
and it should settle
Or
to the bottom.
shampoo. I always have to do that with shampoo.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So if you guys want to go ahead and get a new tip, and then it doesn't matter what order you go in. You can go in any order you want. You can do the Skittles first or you can do the dyes first. But one of the things, especially if it's been a while since you pipetted with gel electrophoresis, or you haven't ever done gel electrophoresis, we stuck these combs into the gel so they made like a little divot, right? Um, so you're gonna need to kind of like try to feel out and get at an angle where you can see because you only want the tip to go part way through in that space that you created a hole in. If you go too far, you're gonna poke through the gel. If you don't go far enough, you're gonna put all the dye on top of the gel. So you kind of need to look and see where a good spot is to put your pipette tip and release your sample. Does that kind of make sense what I'm saying, Vicky?
I have yes. Are we supposed to pour off
Hang on,
the
that kind of broke up a little
extra
bit.
that's floating on top of our? Yeah, I think it's my service. Are we to pour off the extra that's floating around on top of our gel?
No, you keep that there because the gels, they need that
Okay.
solution to help run the like electricity and stuff through. So you need the solution on
Okay.
there. It just needs to
And
be
then,
enough to cover the gel.
okay, mine's
Okay?
a little more.
That's okay. And then are you guys good with what I was trying to describe? Like your, oh, that doesn't work, of course.
For the micro pipette, is it 100 for the 10?
It should be 1 0 and then the blue 0.
And
Yes.
then okay, that's
Is everybody
okay.
good?
Thank you.
I don't think you can see that orange, can you?
No.
Okay, hang on. Let's try this color. Can you guys see
Come on in.
that?
Hey,
Yeah,
what are you doing?
a little. All right, let me do it like this. Okay, so that's what your gels look like. They just have that space. So you want like the tip of your pipette to be kind of in that sweet spot and then release your samples. Okay? And you'll be able to feel if you poke through it or something. And then you guys are going to use a new tip for every sample. And let's see, I'm going to do blue first. So if you guys want to start loading your samples in the wells, and then we'll get the rest of it set up and it can start running.
The order doesn't matter,
The
just your
order
four
does
dyes
not
and then your
matter.
four. Got it.
If you did this lab with your students, like in their lab notebook or on their sheet, you would need to have them write what colors they put in what order, especially if you're relating it to different samples or crime scene or, whatever.
So right now there is no order for the little tube, the content from the little tube.
You might need to shake it down um, or if it like accidentally opened or something, you just might not have that sample.
But that order doesn't matter, ma'am.
Order does not matter.
Okay.
Found the problem with the disposable pipette.
Is it too thick or too
Just
what?
too little of an amount.
Oh,
But the Skittles, I think, are going to work perfectly fine.
okay.
Kitchen chemistry.
Yeah. Don't let your students borrow your things.
Should we? I'm sorry. I don't know why my camera, every time I turn it on, it turns off automatically. I don't know what's happening. But, oh no, what was my question? Oh, should we use a new pipette tip for every color that we're using?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Are you guys doing okay with this, or did you need something else? Are we good?
We need a black background or something to see the wells clearly, ma'am.
You want me to get let me see if I can get a white background.
My white.
Hang on. To see my wells on my gel. Hang on. All right. Is that better? Or worse?
Can you try
Wow.
focusing your camera a little bit more?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like the dial on the front. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. Let me get a Kleenex box to prop it up.
So will we be able to rinse these tips and reuse them when we get done? Okay, okay.
How's that?
There you go. That's a lot
Better?
better.
Okay. Pretty light. Okay. So we can give you guys a minute to load your gels.
Excuse me, ma'am. I think I missed the instruction there. The four colors from the little tubes go in four wells, and the four skittle colors, will they go on separate four wells or
Yes. Yes.
the four
So you'll
separate?
use 8 wells total.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome.
I'm sorry.
I have a question. And you might have already said this, so I apologize. But what was that solution that we put on the Skittles to take off the dye?
It was called dye extraction solution, which is
Do
very
you know?
mysterious because we
Right.
can't find, like, was it Biorad? They don't want to tell you what's in it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
Okay.
it's just PBS. But just use salt water.
Oh, okay, that'll work. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But otherwise, if you're going to buy it, you're going to buy it from Biorad, and it's called dye extraction.
Well, if you get it, so I buy the IDEA refill kit or whatever, so it comes with
Okay.
the reference dyes and the dye extraction solution. Yeah.
Okay. Because I think this will be fun. Like if they can take the dye off of the Skittles
Mm-hmm.
and then load it. That's
And the
cool.
lab in the binder is set up. I mean, you can have kids bring in different kinds of candies that have the different dyes. So everybody doesn't have to use Skittles. They could do like
M&M.
the hot
Oh, like the
things, or
Takis?
yeah. Well, not the Takis,
I
but
meant
like
the hot tamales.
yes.
That's what I
Oh,
mean.
So
Yeah, there's
in the
a
binder it
list.
gives you a whole list of different candies that will work.
Okay. And I don't know, but I feel like I mean, I've never loaded dye from a candy before in a gel. But I feel like it's a different consistency than the dye that Megan had sent us.
It's a little thicker, I think.
Yeah.
I think the sugary
Yeah, it
stuff
takes some of the
makes it a little
sugar
bit
off.
thicker.
Okay.
Let's see, positive, negative. I'm just kind of watching to see when you guys are done pipetting.
Are we done with the Skittles and dye once we pipette it in?
Yes.
Okay, just gonna start cleaning up while I've been finishing.
Yeah. So if you are done pipetting, the next step is going to be to grab your paper clips. Where'd my other one go? And you're going to want to kind of bend them into like a U shape. And you'll bend both of them. They definitely don't have to look like pretty and perfect, but
Oh, I see.
two U-shaped paper clips. All right. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna kind of take the paper clip and we're going to kind of nestle it in the end, like between the plastic of the case and the gel.
Okay.
Can you
And then
please
we're gonna put the other one at the other end.
And we're putting stabbing it into the gel, right?
Yeah, if you can kind of like glide it in against the plastic and the gel, but you might have to stab it a little in there. Like it definitely might feel some of that gel breaking.
please
But
show
you
me
should
your
have one at the top and one at the bottom.
can you please show me your paper clip as to how
Yeah,
you
let me see if this works better.
Excuse me.
Bless you.
Sorry. Thank you. Sorry. Thank you.
Does that work a little bit better? So you'll have one at this end and one at this end. And the like a piece of the paper clip should be kind of out of the box.
Oh, shoot.
You down. I did the wrong way too.
Right. That's what I was like. Oh, wait. Glad you showed that.
then
Thank you.
get it?
Okay. Now we got it.
You see it at the end there, and then there's one there.
One in two different corners or?
No, there's one paper clip here at this end,
Uh-huh.
and then one paper clip at that end.
Okay.
Like make it a top and a bottom around your wells.
Above the well and then after the end of it.
Yeah, above the wells and then below the wells.
Yeah, I just kind of cram mine in, like
And smush them.
smush it in so it just goes right along the end. Like, can you guys see that? I don't want to spill my buffer out.
Not in the camera.
All right, is that good? Okay, then we'll wait for everybody to make sure you guys have your paper clips right. Okay. So, are we all getting there with our
Yep.
paper clips?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Okay. So the next thing you guys are going to want to do is grab your alligator wires. The black is going to be negative, the red is going to be positive. So you're going to put the first black clip on your battery that has the negative end, which is the
Oh, okay.
hexagonal shaped
Okay.
thing on the battery. Anode or wait, yeah. And then you're going to take the red one and you're going to clip it around the circle on the positive end. Going the wrong way. Going the wrong way. So it looks like that.
Okay.
Okay. And then, like we were saying last week, and a little bit first thing, these molecules that are making these dyes are going to be negatively charged. So, the paper clip that is closest to the dyes that you used, you are going to want to put the other negative clamp. Because if the dyes are negative and this is going to be running a negative charge, then the dyes will repel and move down the gel. So I'm going to go ahead and clip that on the negative. And at the other end, clip the positive. And what you should see as soon as you clip it is on the negative end, the paper clip is going to start getting bubbles around it. Do you guys see that? Okay. So and it's bubbling, like it's heating all that up and making the current go through. And in a little bit, you should see your dyes start migrating from the negatively charged anode to down to the positively charged cathode.
Did anybody see a little spark when they put that
I didn't
put
see
that
a
second clip on? It was like zzz. Okay, all righty.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the paper clips you'll see in a little while, like the water and stuff will discolor. I don't remember the actual chemical reaction, but there's like some iron or something in the paper clips, so you will get like a discolored brown area at the ends of your gels.
Mm-hmm.
And then lab safety wise, I stuck my finger in and nothing happened. So if
Without a
you have the
glove.
kid without a glove,
Okay.
if you have kids that are like, want to do it, I did it. I took one for the team. Nothing happened.
Thank you for risking your life.
Well, I have, like we always talk to the kids about stuff like, do you want it? Like I had a kid smelling 70% alcohol the other day, and I
Oh
had to get
gosh.
on and like show him what smelling alcohol did to the brain cells and all the things. I'm like, you want to do it, but you need to ask yourself if you should,
You should, right.
right? And so that's kind of, I've always wanted to do it. And so I finally just did it.
Thanks for taking one for the team,
I
Trisha.
did. I did. Like you always think like you want to touch that liquid, I didn't touch the metal or anything. I didn't go that far, but the liquid on top didn't give me any jolts. But guys, that's gel electrophoresis. And hopefully you guys are seeing some of your dyes start to migrate. And then you can compare the size of the molecules after a certain amount of time, this maybe 10, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. And then you'll be able to see them kind of separating away from one another, based on their size. I think blue is the biggest. Let me look. Yeah, blue looks to be the biggest, then yellow and red should be able to travel maybe the furthest based on the paper in your notebook. And if you ever wanted to kind of like mix colors, in that case, you can have, two colors separate out like we did with the purple Kool-Aid for chromatography and stuff like that. It's pretty cool. So do you have any questions about gel electrophoresis or the lab setup or anything?
Weird question. So, like in chromatography, like the columns, you could then collect a piece of it and do something with it. I'm assuming you can't cut open this gel and collect a part of the dye. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, no, I mean you could cut it if you want into where the pieces are, but like it, really the colors I don't disappear over a period of time. Like they kind of diffuse through the gel and it turns more clear again. Um
So if
so
you use like some form of like chemical that was negatively and positively negative or any kind of charge that would be able to separate this way, you probably wouldn't be able to collect a piece in the middle of for it. Okay.
yeah.
Because once you kind of cut it and take it out, it'll all kind of dissipate.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
If you were doing it with real DNA, you can, and then there's some stuff that you can do to like treat that, and you have to do it a special way, and you can actually send that in to get like DNA sequenced. Um, but
That's
that's like, I mean, I've not done that. Like my husband has, but it's next level.
so like it may not be
It's well beyond food coloring.
feasible for okay. I have a student who is collecting scorpion venom
Oh,
and wants to separate it out. It has been quite a horrible event. But anyway, it's been awful. But he's doing it. And he wants to kind of separate the pieces of it to utilize a part of it. Um, so we've kind of put it on chromatography for the hope of at least separating pieces of it. Um, but to collect a piece, what he wants to do is exactly what you said, collect a piece of the DNA, take it out, and then gene edit it, potentially using like CRISPR or something like that.
right.
But that gets
Because
very
is the
complicated.
venom a protein, right? Is it a
Um,
protein? Or does
yeah,
it?
I think it's he's yeah. I think from what it sounds like, it is some form of protein, but it's made up of a bunch of. I guess he's wanting to pick out the pieces of it. It's yeah. I don't know. We've gone all over the place with this project.
Okay. Is it for like a research study?
Yes. So all of our students do individual research projects. So we just kind of help them in what they're trying to do. And his research is all the work that's being done with venom and cancer. So he's
That's
wanting
cool.
to separate that. Well, first get the venom. We have a scorpion like the size of our hand, which is ridiculous, but I hate it so much. But we got the venom out. So now the issue is how can he make it usable, the piece that he wants, in order to put into cancer cells to test. So we're trying a bunch of different things.
That's cool. Again, like, there is vertical electrophoresis. Like this is horizontal, there's vertical that does proteins that you could see.
Pieces.
If you know the size of the protein, I don't know, you can email my husband and I love
Okay.
brainstorming this kind of stuff. Absolutely love it.
Okay, great. Yeah.
And he teaches the research class. And they have different like bird blood samples. And there's a girl that's trying to do proteins, but she found a way with horizontal electrophoresis. So he's seen a lot of that stuff. My husband, I'm
Okay,
sure,
cool. Yeah, I will definitely shoot you an email because
yeah,
I'm
email us.
struggling in knowing how to support all of that. Mostly because I'm terrified of the scorpion, but
Yeah.
we're getting past that.
That's funny. But that's super cool. Super cool.
It's a really cool project. I've learned a lot through it.
I
But
can't imagine. And I would
the things we
not
do.
do a scorpion. I
Yeah,
don't like the
I kind
creepy
of
crawlies.
inherited he had a different teacher last year and I kind of inherited it. And he wanted to buy the venom, but it's very hard to buy. And then just got on like, it'd be really cool if you got a scorpion and collected the venom. So
Oh
now
my
here we
gosh.
are. But
That's
now it's
crazy.
awful. Yeah.
That's crazy. Is there anything else about this? Are you guys seeing your colors move? My red is moving further than my blue, which makes sense because red's smaller, but
Yes. And all of them are out of the well.
okay, good. And I don't know if you can kind of see, but down by the corners, like my gel is kind of discoloring.
And the blue is staying closer, like because it's big, it's closer to
Yes.
the well. Yes, ma'am.
And then I think Megan knows. I think this setup, the batteries have enough to last what, like
3 to 5 runs.
3 to 5 runs. So you could, like, if you had block classes, you could use the same batteries all day.
How do you know when it's done?
I think you would just want to wait till it gets down a little bit further. That you cannot tell where I was pointing. Let's see. You know, just a little ways. Pretty soon it's going to be evident what colors are migrating
Faster.
further and faster. Um, and then they can compare, and you can have them, you know, measure the distance from the well down to the end of the like the band, the colored band, and stuff like that to have them collect data and compare differences. And even if you wanted to get a little bit of rate practice, like the rate that the red traveled compared to the blue.
And when you guys get to a good stopping point with it, snap a picture and send it to us so we can see everybody's gels.
So once we remove the electric field, there won't be any further movement, no, ma'am? And we
Correct.
can take a picture afterwards
Yeah,
Correct.
you can take a picture while it's still moving.
while it's running.
Yeah, it's not going too fast.
Mhm.
And sometimes the students will set up their phones on like a time lapse, you know, and you can watch it. It's pretty cool.
It's running, okay.
Yeah.
Those batteries are hot, y'all. Oh my gosh.
Can't tell. So is there anything else about this lab or the chromatography or um making solutions, any of the things that we've gone over, just pipetting in general, that you guys need any clarification on?
Pipetting is clear, and it's only the math that I'm still struggling, but I need some help with the math teacher, I think.
Yeah, and if any of these labs that you want to do, you can contact me, you can contact Megan, you can contact Cynthia, and you can tell us how many students we can go through the setup and we can work out the math with you to double check and be like, okay, you make 1,000 milliliters and each group will get this much. Like we can help plan all of that. Because like I said, at the last or 2 meetings ago, maybe, the math part is what made me incredibly nervous when I first started doing it. So, I get it. I totally get it. So, what we can help run through all of it. Okay.
Thank you.
Did anybody else do the green Skittle?
No.
No.
I did green.
I did.
My green is separating into yellow and blue.
Blue.
Yes.
That is so cool.
Uh-huh.
And if you did anybody do the purple Skittle?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
that should
Yeah.
separate into the red and blue.
Okay.
Oh, so I didn't see that yet in my purple.
It
I haven't
hasn't
seen it in my
separated
purple
yet.
either.
And I
Yeah, I
didn't
see
let
the-
any. Sorry, go ahead. Oh, like I couldn't really get anything out in my red dye from my red dye tube from like Megan. And so I just did the red Skittle. But I think this was orange in the tube that Megan had sent. And so my orange looks like it's actually traveling further than my red. Like it must be smaller than the red from the Skittle.
Yeah, I did orange. Blue, red, yellow, orange. My orange, so it's weird looking at mine. I don't think my orange is as far as the red dye or the red Skittle. But orange is weird. And sometimes yellow is weird. Like if you did this with food coloring, sometimes if you grab the yellow and you don't dilute the food coloring enough, it comes out red and yellow. It's not just yellow. There's a little bit of red in there, making it that like darker yellow, I guess. It's kind of irritating when you only want one color.
Yeah.
But
yeah, my orange and my yellow that Megan sent are both, they're moving.
that's cool. I like seeing the green with the blue and the yellow. But yeah, I guess we've been letting it run maybe, I don't know, maybe 15 minutes. So Megan, you just want a snapshot of that when
Yeah, that'd be
done?
great.
And at the STEM forum, Miss Sweeney, that's our healthcare teacher, she sent me pictures. She's like, I'm really good at pipetting. So, but her stuff looks so good.
Aren't you proud of her?
I am. I am. It was cool.
That's awesome. Yeah, we had fun with our STEM forum group.
Good. I didn't get to ask if I don't know if one of the other teachers went in there too with like long red hair.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Maybe they split up in that session.
Do you have a question, Josephine?
Oh, was it the Georgia STEM Forum?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we had a session. It was called like cross-curricular collaboration. So we talked about like how you could bring in your CTAE teachers to work with your science teachers and your ELA teachers because the new ELA standards are very nonfiction based. So they can be helping write your lab reports.
The integration they want us.
It sounds like some people need some convincing though. So you just need to bring them in to do gel electrophoresis with you.
Mhm.
You should try talking to the social studies teachers. They're always like, I can't move my curriculum. I can't move it. I'm like, but you can. You just won't. It's so frustrating. But was there anything else, Megan? I know we're definitely early, but
Yeah, that's it. So we're we're good for today on my end. So yeah, the only thing I wanted to tell you guys was to send the picture if you
Mhm.
can. And then I'll follow up with details for the in-person training after fall break. So
Yes.
yeah, whenever you guys are good, I'm happy for you to get a little time back.
There's not going to be any banding as such, right? There won't be any separate bands. Do you expect bands here?
if you use the colors that are made of two colors,
Or then you'll see them separate into two.
yes. Yes.
Otherwise, all of them are going to go together.
Like red should stay as one,
Yes.
yellow should stay as one,
Yes.
blue should stay as one. The primary colors should stay as one. And then the secondary, the purple, I don't know if you can see the orange too well, but the green you should be able to see purple, green for sure.
Mhm.
Should break into their blue and yellow or blue and red.
So they are only moving at a different pace, but all of them are moving together.
Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
based on their size.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Okay. Sorry.
Thank you. Going to wait for some more time.
Is like to disassemble this, is there a proper way like with your car batteries you do?
No,
I mean,
I would probably just disconnect
I don't
from the
want that
battery.
spark to happen.
Just disconnect part of the circuit. Um, Make sure the plastic grippy is over the clip that you're grabbing.
Okay. Yeah.
Maybe the battery side first.
Then throwing out the gel, that's
You,
just good to
you can just
trash.
throw it in the garbage. You can throw away the rest of the buffer or rinse it down the drain. Um, and then if you do gel electrophoresis with your students, they really like to break the gels after. They really do.
That sounds
It's
good.
I don't know, like
It's
a
therapeutic.
texture thing. It's really neat. But if you don't mind the mess, it's fun.